Welcome to Vata Validating Yoga. I'm Dr. Roberta Garceau, and I am grateful that you've chosen to practice with me today. This is yoga in the park, and so there'll be a little bit of background things going on, but it's just a beautiful day to share this practice. So what is Vata anyway? Well, Vata is that part of us, and we all have some of it to a greater or lesser degree, that corresponds to like air and space. So things that are very subtle and light and clear and cool, sometimes drying or rough, but definitely mobile. So that's the biggest thing. It's movement. And that's a good thing, right? Because otherwise we would all be rocks. We wouldn't be moving. We need air and movement to not only to breathe, but also to move the process of digestion and elimination, to move circulation, to move nerve impulses and thoughts and feelings and ideas. So it's a very, very useful part of ourselves. Like many things, however, too much of a good thing, it's not a good thing. So today's practice can help you. If you're feeling like you've been moving a whole lot, moving from here to there, just running around, just helter-skelter, you might be feeling like your body is dehydrated, your mouth, your eyes, your hair, your skin. You might feel a bit constipated, right? Because the things just get dried out and dehydrated altogether. Mentally, you might feel a bit of anxiety or attention issues or insomnia. So today's practice is to balance that, is to go ahead and add a little bit more of the earth and a little water elements, right? To ground you back down. So I'll welcome you to practice with a mat if you've got one, a couple of foam yoga blocks. If you haven't got these, as always, you can use mega rolls of toilet paper or paper towels, anything that would support you. And it can be useful to have a strap, a belt, or some kind of a tea towel, something like that to help extend your limbs. All right, as well as a blanket. You might notice I'm sitting on a block on a blanket. That can be helpful to cushion your knees and also to give you warmth if it gets chilly. All right, so we'll begin. Everything I offer is a suggestion, and it's also up to you, knowing yourself the best, to take what options support you the most. So take a big breath in, and we'll begin. As always, you are responsible for your own well-being, so please, anything I offer is an offering, it's a suggestion, and make choices that support your wellness. So you'll find yourself in a comfortable seated position. You might like to rock side to side and forward and back until you find that space that's neither forward nor back. A nice seat, and find some length in your spine. Inhale, scoop up everything around you, everything that's calling your attention. Bring your fingertips together and exhale down the center line. Just condense it down. You don't need all that other stuff, right? Inhale, sweep it up. All the attention that people want, things want, all the demands. Bring the fingers together, exhale, sift out the chaff, right? Some of it we just need to say no. We can't do everything. One more time, one more breath in like that, scoop it all up. And then exhale, settle it down. Bring that energy down to your belly. And take the two peace signs with both fingers. Extend them down towards the ground. If they reach, that's great. And if they don't, that's okay too. This is Pu Mudra, B-H-U, Pu Mudra. And it's the gesture of earth with the qualities of stability. I'll invite you to take a brief centering. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable, or otherwise just soften your gaze and lower that toward the ground. Notice those parts of your body that feel a little frenetic, like perhaps there's an area that you want to itch or scratch or adjust your clothing, and just resist that urge a little bit. Feel yourself supported by your seat. You're not going anywhere. You're not going to fall through the earth. We've got you. Right? Bring your attention to your thoughts, your mind body. Are you kind of replaying what's happened in the past, or thinking about things that are on your to-do list, your grocery list, things that have to get done? Just bring yourself back to the present moment by checking in with your breath. Inhale and exhale. And continue to breathe naturally for a few breath cycles. And I'll offer you The quote, following the rhythmic flow of your breath, the mind finds a natural place of rest. Following the rhythmic flow of your breath, the mind finds a natural place of rest. And see if you can lengthen your exhalation, make it just a little bit longer. And then as you let the breath flow in naturally, see if you can get to 5 seconds out and 5 seconds in. If at any time that feels like it's just not enough, then go back to a pace that suits you. But those slower grounding breaths can be really soothing. And we'll begin a little flow, a little slow-mo flow. As I'm sitting and facing you, when I say left, I'll be using my right, so I'll just be doing a little mirroring, okay? So bring the hands together. Inhale, extend the arms out in front of you, palms facing up. Exhale, bend the elbows and cup the hands over the eyes. Breathing in, draw the arms up overhead, open the palms in front of you, let the thumbs touch, and then the backs of the hands. Left hand to right wrist, exhale, side stretch. Inhale, tall seated mountain, switch the clasp of the hand. Exhale, side stretch, opposite side. Inhale, tall mountain. Turn to your left, open the arms to the horizon as you exhale. Right hand to left hip, left hand behind you, gaze is over the left shoulder. Inhale, unwind from the twist, arms come front and center up overhead. Turn to the opposite side, exhale, left hand to right hip, right hand behind in the twist. Breathing in, unwinding, arms up, front and center overhead, interlace the fingers, evert the palms, exhale, round it over, gazes towards the belly button or groin. Breathing it in, separate the fingers, kind of a breaststroke it open, interlace the hands behind you, exhale as you arch the back, lift your chest, chin and gaze. Inhale, shoulders towards the ears, fingers interlace. Exhale, press it all down, take a stretch to either side of the neck. And we'll begin that flow again. Inhale, extend, palms facing up. Exhale, elbows bend, cup the hands over the eyes. Breathing in, arms come up overhead, open the palms, backs of the hands together, left hand to right wrist, exhale, side stretch. Inhale it up, switch the clasp of the hands, exhale it over. Breathing into your tall mountain, turn to the left, exhale the hands out to the horizon, right hand to left hip, gazing over the left shoulder. Inhale, unwind, hands up overhead. Exhale, turn to the other side, taking your twist. Breathing in, unwinding, fingers up overhead, interlace, and then evert the palms towards the sky. Exhale, round it over. Gaze towards your belly button or groin. Breathe in, separate the fingers, breaststroke it open, interlace the hands behind the back as you arch your back. Shoulders come down the spine. Inhale, shoulders up towards the ears, fingers interlace. Exhale, press it all down, take a stretch to either side. Beautiful. Now rolling off of your prop if you're sitting on one. And here's where it can be handy to have a blanket to cushion the knees. If you've got your blocks, they can be at the front of your mat. Just taking a little padding here, take a little moment. And make your way up to the front. If your wrists are tender, you can always come onto fists. Otherwise, there's the option to come onto blocks or coming down to your forearms. Always options, always options. So whatever option you've chosen, finding yourself in table with your hips over your knees, shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, bring the left leg into a fire hydrant position, and then exhale, a little side crunch. Bring that left knee towards the left shoulder. It doesn't have to get there, just a direction. Inhale, sweep it all the way around behind. Touch that left toe behind you, gazing over the right shoulder. Exhale, side crunch. Inhale, gliding, smooth, lubricating the hips. Exhale, side crunch. One more time, as if you were moving through slow motion, through quicksand or something heavy. Exhale, side crunch. Then this time, inhale, cross tuck. Exhale, bring that left knee between the hands all the way down on the mat. Now you can take a block under your left buttocks if that would support you. Otherwise, leaning forward, coming off onto a block or resting in pigeon. So pigeon is a beautiful pose to stretch the hips. And when you fold forward, it's a little bit more restorative. Inhale, coming up. Bring both blocks here, lift up, coming onto your left foot. So here you are in a knee down lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, shift the hips back, front leg straightens. Inhale, forward, front knee bends. Exhale, back. So this is what we call in yoga a little bit of a kriya, a cleanse, a little squeeze and soak. You're squeezing the stale blood and toxins out of your muscles, and then when you go to the opposite posture, it allows fresh blood to come in. Next time you find yourself in the knee down lunge, curl the right toes under, lift the knee, and make your way up to a high lunge. Find your Pu Mudra, your cable fingers, and go ahead and just make some circles with your wrists. And getting out any cricks or cracks. If there's any crunchiness in there, see how smooth you can make it. Nice. And then placing both hands down on the mat or the blocks. Inhale, step the left foot back to meet the right, finding yourself in plank. And then option to either lower the knees and coming back down to table, or to come all the way down in chaturanga. And we'll take the other side. Inhale, the right knee up at a right angle. Exhale, knee towards the right shoulder. Inhale, sweep that leg long all around, coming out to the toe as you gaze over your left shoulder. Exhale, side crunch. Inhale, sweep it smooth, creamy, maybe it's creamy peanut butter. Exhale to the side. 2 more times like that. Breathing in, breathing out, strengthening your core. So Vata validation doesn't mean that we don't want any movement. It just means we need to turn down the volume and the velocity, right? Inhale here. And this time as you exhale, draw that right knee between the hands. Option again to place the block between your right buttocks. And then go ahead and fold forward into your resting pigeon. Take a moment to breathe. And placing both hands on the mat, press yourself up to a knee down lunge. You can take the blocks if that's helpful. Inhale here. Exhale, hips shift back, front knee straightens in a runner's stretch. Inhale forward, runner's lunge. Exhale back, hamstring stretch. So continuing that little squeeze and soak. Sometimes in order to slow down the speed, we just need to get the wiggles out, right? We need to allow a little movement to happen. Next time you come forward, curl those left toes under, lift the left knee, finding yourself in high lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to the right thigh, step the left foot to meet the right, and come on all the way up. Pause a moment and just take in the effects of your practice so far. And then if you've been practicing with any blanket, you can just set that aside for the moment. And make your way to the front of your mat. Again, go ahead and feel all the edges of your feet, rolling your ankles inside and out, front and back. And then feeling that space where all the edges of your feet are grounding down, right? Kind of suction cup to the earth. Inhale here, and then exhale. Let the weight come to your right leg as you turn your left leg to a 90-degree. Slide the leg in so you kind of have this little kickstand tree happening here. Now there's always an option as we cultivate balance to hold on to a tree or a wall or a chair, anything that's not moving to support you. And you can stay right here. This is a little more supported. You're still gaining strength in this leg. But otherwise, there's the option to slide the insole up to the calf or reach down and bring the foot right to the thigh. You just don't want to put your foot directly against your knee. We don't want to blow out the knee. So here you are in tree, Vrikshasana. Inhale, draw the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, let your branches come on out. And then have a little bit of isometric movement, right? Like, again, validating your Vata doesn't mean that you need to be completely immobile all the time, right? It just means allowing things to slow down a bit. So even here, we can have these little tiny micro movements where the arms lift and lower, kind of like the trees in a breeze. Nice. Inhale here, and then bring both hands to that left thigh, that left knee, bringing the knee towards the chest. And this is called wind relieving pose. So if you've ever had a colicky baby or anything like that, you know sometimes bringing the knee to the chest can help to move digestion along. Beautiful. Taking ankle circles in both directions. Right. Sometimes when we're moving around all the time, we need to take a moment to rest and digest. And then let that leg come long. Flex the foot as if you're stepping up onto a rock. And have your arms out. You can even take Pu Mudra if you like for stability. Imagine that you have cables that are holding you right in place, right? Beautiful. Grounding down. Steady. Inhale here. Exhale, let both feet come down, but let the arms come down, finding yourself back in your mountain. All right, left and right. We'll go to the other side. Go ahead and bring your weight now into the left leg. Right foot comes out at a 90-degree angle, and bring that against the ankle. Now, one side may be different from the other, so feel free to choose differently on this side. Slide the insole up to the calf, or reach down and bring it all the way up to the thigh. It can be useful in balance to choose a focal point or drishti just a few feet in front of you that's not moving, and focus on that. Otherwise, root down strongly through the standing leg. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, let those branches wave. Inhale as if you're holding up the whole entity, and then exhale, let it go. Inhale all the things that you're carrying that people are asking of you, all the demands. Exhale, do a little dump. You don't have to say yes to everything. One more time. Exhale, let it go. Let the noise go. Bring both hands to that knee. Draw the knee towards the chest. Go ahead and take the circles with the ankle. And you know, sometimes there's a lot of noise around you, right? There just is, or movement. But you can still maintain your practice, your focus, your calm, your centering, your steadiness, despite all of that. Okay, let the knee come out at a 90-degree angle. Come to your crane pose, a little Karate Kid, except this Karate Kid is grounded. Nice. Be steady, stability, you've got this. One breath here, and then exhale both feet down into your magnificent mountain. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. And just pause and notice. What's settled? What is shifted? Now coming to the front of your mat. Again, feet are hip width apart. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold a little deeper. One more time up. This time, exhale, bend the knees, bring the hands down, and come all the way down onto your belly. Bring the elbows basically below the shoulders. So not really cobra, but more sphinx. Inhale, peel yourself up off the mat. Feel the grounding down of your forearms and your palms as they're just, again, glued to the mat. Let your pelvis and pubic bone press into the mat as you lift out of your upper body. And imagine that you're a sphinx at the entry to a museum. They really are concrete, unmoving, no matter how many crowds or how much commotion goes past them. They stay steady. Inhale here, and then press up to sit. You can bring both legs out in front of you, swing them around. Coming to sit on your bottom with your legs forward. You might want to have one or two blocks handy. Inhale here, and then exhale, begin to fold forward. Walk your hands forward, getting a little stretch in the back. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, forward fold. One more time up. And then the next time you come down, take one or more blocks on whatever height works for you. And rest your head. Right? Just rest. Feel the support. As if you were one with your legs and the earth. And as you're ready, you can begin to lift up out of the forward fold. And come into a straddle. So having your blocks handy in front of you, legs to both sides. Again, we're going to practice that forward fold. Can be a little soothing to the central nervous system. So walking forward and walking back up. See how much you can release, surrender, and soothe. If you like, you can rest your head again on the block, knowing that you are rock solid. And as you're ready, begin to walk back up. Bring both legs together. You can set your props aside for now and make your way down onto your back. And as you rest on your back, go ahead and bend both knees, coming onto your feet. Lift the right leg, exhale and cross it on over as if you're sitting in a chair. Breathing in, press the palms of the hands into the mat. Lift your hips just an inch, shift your hips to the right just an inch, and set it back down on the side. Let both knees roll over onto the side in a supine twist. If you want to get a little more lower back release, you can take the top hand and press into the hip pocket, shifting that away. Otherwise, you can have your arms at your sides, wherever you like. Gaze can be to the left to overhead or to the right for a greater twist in the neck. And just settling in. Knowing that even the solid trees have twists and turns in their branches. Inhale, guiding the knees back to center. Lift the hips just an inch, set them back down neutral again. Uncross the legs, cross them over on the other side. Lift the hips just an inch, shift to the left, set them down and let the knees fall off towards the left side, any amount. Again, one side may be different from the other. You can take that right hand to the top left pocket, pressing the hip away. Gaze to the left, overhead, or the right. Breathe in and breathe out. As you're ready, letting both knees come back to the sky again. Press the heel into the mat. Bring the hips back center so there's no more banana, just a nice straight hips. And then step both feet on the ceiling, right? It's this legs up the wall pose. You can bring your hands into it and go ahead and begin to take your hands down the calf and the thigh. Even start at the top of the foot. Take a little bend in that left leg and do a little self-massage. This can be really useful for removing toxins from the lower limbs. And it's really restorative. Like, I don't know how many of us get to have a massage every day. So you can give yourself a massage. It's very, very healthy. And then the opposite leg, take a little bend in that knee. Taking a little time to care for yourself. Chances are you're taking a lot of time caring for other people. So just take a few moments each day to care for yourself. And step the feet back on the ceiling again, this time bringing the arms up as well. Take the right hand to the back of the left hand and give that a massage down the back of the arm. Now come to the palm side, palms together. Take it all the way down there, all the way up to the thumb side, down the side of the arm, and the pinky side. Taking it down again. Switching arms, same again, back of the hand, palm, thumb, and pinky. Just taking one more moment. Let it all drain. Feel yourself melting into the mat. And then go ahead and lower feet to the mat. Knees are bent, and bring the hands to your belly. And with your natural breath, feel the rise and fall of your belly beneath your hands. Continue to breathe and slide your hands up to your ribs. Even let your thumbs come to the back of the ribs if that's available. With each breath here, feel the ribs expand, not just on top, but also on the sides and the back body. Breathing in and inflating. Breathing out and receding. Kind of like a giant bellows. Your body that breathes you automatically without you ever having to think about it. and yet you can also be very mindful. Controlling your breath to regulate your own volume, velocity, and well-being. Slide the hands now up to the chest and fill the upper lobes of the lungs, breathing in and expanding. You may even feel the back of your heart melding in with the mat. Breathing out and receding. Take a couple more slow, regular breaths here. And then keeping one hand to the chest, one hand down to the belly, go ahead and connect all three of these parts for the three-part Dirga yogic breath. Breathing in, expand belly, ribs, and chest. Breathing out, letting the chest recede, the ribs contract, the belly goes towards the spine. A few breaths like that. And one more breath. And then returning to your natural breath, recalling that following the natural flow of your breath, the mind finds a natural place of rest. You can stay here or straighten the legs for Shavasana, just a few more minutes of deep relaxation. Knowing that you take the trouble to recharge all your electronic devices pretty much daily. And why not take a few moments to recharge yourself? And as you're ready, deepening the quality of your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe begin to wiggle your toes or lift your eyebrows. Draw the knees towards the chest or the belly. Take a rock to either side. And then rolling off onto the left. Pause here a moment. As you're ready, pressing into the right top hand, coming all the way on up to sit. And as our grounding practice comes to an end, and I thank you for taking this time to just slow down a little bit, turn down the volume, turn down the velocity, and take care of yourself. Remember, the peace of yoga, grounding, and energizing is with you always. The peace and light in me sees the peace and light in you. Namaste.